Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm taking a look at, I'm doing another review of a Big Finish audio play. Today's review is of Energy of the Daleks. Before I fully get into this review, I just want to say I'll give a shout out to one of my best friends over at Nerd Central, brilliant channel. I recommend I recommend you just check out his Big Finish stuff. Out of the two of us, he's done a hell of a lot more Big Finish stuff. That's mainly because he has a lot more of it, but nonetheless, just check his channel out. It's a brilliant channel. The reason why is because one of the audio CDs or audio players that he's got also has a feature that this one's got, which I'll get into about later on. Okay, first of all, I'm going to go into the packaging. The packaging is, on the front of the CD case, you've got a Dalek there, which I think is black and blue, or it might be the silver and blue one. I think it will be. You got a cool picture of Tom and Leela, and you've got Tom there on the banner. You've got the sort of TV movie logo. You've got Tom Baker and Louise Jameson in Energy of the Daleks, by Nicholas Briggs, and then featuring some other people, characters, and then there it says Doctor Who, the audio adventures of Doctor Who. On the spine you've got a picture of Tom Baker there. You got Doctor Who Energy of the Daleks, and then 1.4, which means that it's in the first series of the Fourth Doctor's series, because he and the Eighth Doctor have a series. So it's the first series, 0.4, the fourth episode, so it's not too late in his series. Big Finish there. The banner there with all the legal guff, the blurb there if you want to read it. The casting list, then the CD, which has a pattern like the John Pertwee one, and the rest of his Big Finish series, episode 1, 2, 3, and 5 and 6. And then also, it's got the reversible sort of logo, which comes with the original sort of Tom Baker style logo, which I will probably change after this video. It's just because my friend over at Nerd Central has Robophobia, a 7th Doctor one, which has that same sort of feature, which I absolutely adore, to be honest, because it just means that it's, it just shows a lot of fan service, really, or Big Finish doing fan service. So yeah, onto the episode itself. What did I think of it? I'll just say two little negatives that I had that make me unfortunately not give this a 9 out of 10. It's annoying because I wanted to give it a 9 out of 10 after listening to it, but there are two little gripes that I had, which were, one, for me personally, I felt like it kept going sort of all over the place at times, location-wise, but it was difficult for me to realise whereabouts they actually were, and whatnot, and so most of the time when they were in different locations, I felt like I was guessing, where they were and whatnot, and that was kind of irritating a little bit, but I might listen to it again and that might not be the case. And then my only other gripe is that the Daleks aren't in it enough for me personally. I mean, don't get me wrong, I guess quality over quantity, if I'm really being pernickety, I could, or if you really want to be, argumentative, you could say, counter me and say, oh, quality over quantity, because the Daleks are always so much better in Big Finish audios, hands down, especially compared to the new series. They are 1,000 times better, and I think it's because Nicholas Briggs, the guy who does the voice of the Daleks, in Big Finish and the show, he owns quite a bit of Big Finish, or not owns it, but has a big sort of lead in Big Finish and whatnot, and so I think he just generally does better voices for Big Finish because he has more sort of control over what he does and whatnot. So, and I definitely think it comes through in these ones. The Dalek energy weapons are cool. Tom, if you're a fan of the Fourth Doctor, this is a must-have. If you're a fan of the Daleks, must-have. It's only a 2-part story, which I thought that would be a bad thing because I thought it would be too short and that would be a cop-out ending. But the ending, it's weird. The sort of story and the script, it's kind of weird. It's sort of basic in premise, but it somehow makes it bigger in scope than you think it would be. And it is rather big in scope, but the sort of basic premise is rather, or the premise is rather basic even, but it's executed so well, which is kind of weird because I expected it to be executed. Oh, I expected it to have a good idea, but to be executed quite poorly. I don't know why. It's just like usually in the mainstream show, that usually happens in the new series. That they have a good idea and then it actually isn't that well executed. But here it is well executed, so that's a plus. That is a good thing, obviously. You've got Leela, played by Louise Jameson, who is phenomenal in this. Really, really, really good in all of her parts. All the actors gave 110%. Even when they don't have that much, like Dan Starkey's character didn't have that much of a real sort of push in the narrative, but when he was there and saying stuff, he was saying stuff, to a good quality and standard. Audio quality wise, this is one of the better ones that I've picked up. I'd still say out of the three that I have got, the last is probably the worst for audio quality, even though I still prefer the last over ID, story-wise. But this is probably the best audio Big Finish Play sort of audio that I've got from them so far, out of the three that I've got. Probably because I'm a Fourth Doctor fanboy, probably, and I absolutely adore the Daleks, or I should say I love to hate them, even. There's just, the voices are so much better in this, the NG weapons sound awesome, the sort of premise is good, and the execution is good. Tom's on top form as usual. Louise Jameson and Tom just work superb together. And it's definitely a must-have. So I'd have to give it a well-earned 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe.